Oh, I went to the gym for a first time in a long time, and now all I want to do is take a nap. So as you may notice, this is not the Fern and Phlox YouTube channel. That was my previous channel that was an entire brand. But long story short is that brand was costing me money, but it wasn't making any money. So I decided to close it out. It wasn't an easy decision, but I knew that it wasn't going anywhere, so I had to just break up with it. But I believe this video has important context for what I'm going to be making videos about on this channel in the future. So I've decided to repost it with this little disclaimer, so just know that this is the old, there will be new, but this has important context for what's to come. Anyway, I have a stash busting update for you. First, my Jasper pullover is coming along. I've had this one panel done for a while now. I had it completed during my June stash busting video, and I have gotten about halfway-ish on my other back yoke panel. So this is kind of where we're at with this. So I'm thinking maybe by the end of the month here that it'll be ready to go. I also too caked up the yarn for the body portion of the sweater, so I'm thinking like the blue for like the yoke section and the sleeves. This pattern actually reminds me of this sweater I'm wearing right now, or pullover, so it's kind of, yeah, this is the kind of shaping that's going on. I think maybe I'll even put one of these little pockets. Maybe, we'll see. We'll see how ambitious I feel. But I wanted something really neutral to go with this because there's a lot of colors going on in here, so I wanted this to be able to do its thing. So, neutral plus this equals pullover. Next up we have the Magic Hour pullover, which I have all the panels ready for. It's this, if you remember from previous videos, it's the really colorful cotton acrylic blend from Lion Brand, and it's worked up in garter stitch, so it's really squishy. Look at that squish. Ugh, I can't wait to wear this. Like, it's gonna be wonderful. So I have the back panel here, all is well. It's an oversized, like, loose drapey sweater, so this looks good, right? No problems there. I do have some concerns with the front panel. Look at that. That's a pretty deep V going on there. I don't know if you can see that. This is like right below my bust, so like there's a lot, there would be a lot going on in here, and I'm not extremely well endowed or anything. I don't think I want to chance any kind of wardrobe malfunction. Tucker's down here getting some chin scratchies. Let me show you one. Hi, say hi, Tucker. Hello. Can you say hello? Okay. Anyway, we've got a deep V going on. Oh yeah? You are so cute. Once I sew it up, I'm gonna do a try on and see how it actually looks. I'm also kind of hoping too that the neckline ribbing will kind of cinch things all together, cinch it up a bit to where it's a non-issue, but we'll see. And the last project I've been working on, which I have been using Stash for, is my version of the dress. You know the dress. I know you know the dress because it's everywhere. But I modified the pattern just slightly, and obviously used a color palette that I thought was a bit nicer, you know, so a lot more of that like 70s retro kind of vibe. So I'm hoping it fits because I don't really specialize in making things for small people. So I'm excited to see how it turns out, and hopefully it fits. But yeah, there's a lot of ends to weave because of all the color changing, but I'm really excited to see how it turns out. And I think that's really it for now. I've got a couple other things that I want to start on that will be using yarn from Stash, but I'm trying to be better this year about finishing things in a timely fashion. So I want to finish a project or get it nearly finished before I start a new project. Because what fun is it to watch a stash busting video where nothing ever gets done and nothing ever gets taken off the total? Doesn't sound like any fun to me. So that's really kind of what's helping me to work on finishing things in a reasonable time frame, because that's something I really always struggled with, just staying on task with a project and not getting distracted by a million other things going on with other projects or with life in general, what have you, different hobbies, things like that. But yeah, that's July so far. Coming along. I have some news. I bought some more yarn. Hear me out though. I bought it to complete a project that I already had yarn for. So technically, I bought it to help Stash Bust the maths, and you know it. So if you watched my previous Stash videos where I talked about kind of the patterns that I have in yarn that I already have, the Coast to Coast wrap is something that is on that list, and I've already got some of the Color Theory yarn to make it with, but the colors that I had for the way that the colors are arranged in the wrap, I just didn't really like. And I never swatched or anything, so like I don't know exactly what they look like, but they just weren't like giving me that wow factor when I just kind of laid them all out and stuff. So I was like, it's just kind of part of the reason why I haven't started it yet. So when Two of Wands, the designer of that pattern, started releasing different 5 color palettes for her upcoming make along knit and crochet for these 2 different wraps, which is really cool, by the way. You should check it out. I found a color palette that she had posted that I really liked and thought would work for the Coast to Coast wrap, and I went ahead and bought the other 2 colors that I needed. So I'll show you what it looks like. Oh, this is harder than I thought. Took her to the rescue. Took her to the rescue. Are you gonna help me? Are you gonna help me? Come on. Anyway, the other colors are these 2. This one's called Tourmaline, which is like, it's like a blue, tealish blue, and Canyon, which is like a nice rusty, brickish red type of color. And then I needed one more of this brown. I have to add, this is for editing me, 4 skeins at 100 grams each. So I have to add 400 grams to the total for now. But the color palette, I'll just post a picture over here somewhere of the color palette that she posted on her Instagram. So it'll be fun to actually start working on this now that I have colors that I like. Yeah, I'm excited. Hey guys, so update on the Magic Hour sweater. I've got it laid out on the table here, and the neckline doesn't look nearly as scary when I'm not holding up the panel by itself. So I've seamed the shoulders and I'm working on the first side here. So it's coming together, and maybe I'll try it on once I've got all of the seaming done. Not looking nearly as scary. It is finally time to try this thing on. We'll see how it goes. This is my first time putting it on, so I have no idea what this is gonna, how this is gonna look. Okay, so it's a bit of a V, obviously. Very loose, open, slouchy, which is like the vibe, but is it too much where is it where it's unwearable? I mean, obviously the ribbing is going to kind of cinch things up a little bit, but I don't know. This is obviously like, this is just a lot of room. It's a lot of room. Am I willing to risk it and just go with it, or do I try to sew this up a little bit? Like, maybe to like here, and then just kind of see how it comes together. Maybe up to like here. Cause this is nearly my belly button. Like, my belly button's like right, it's like not that far away. And I just don't think that it's gonna work out for me if I don't sew this up at least a bit here. I think I'm going to regret not doing it. I think I have to do it. I have to do it. We're gonna sew it up a little bit and then start on the ribbing. So, yay! Problem solving on the fly. So I'm almost done with the ribbing on my Magic Hour sweater, and I thought I'd give you a little update because you remember how I seamed up the front quite a lot? Well, didn't work out so well. Completely. The way that the ribbing and the neckline is worked, it cinches things up quite a bit. So it completely changed the look of the entire sweater when I seamed it up that far and then worked the neckline. So I'm gonna have to rip this all out. Just all of it. Just it needs to, we're going back. This is why you trust the process. It's gonna work out. Just don't freak out. It'll be fine. Good morning. Apologize for the weird camera situation. The lighting is really terrible today, so I'm literally sitting right in front of a window. But I do have a stash busting update for you. I have completed a couple things over the weekend that I was on vacation. First is this cute little crochet dress that I've made for a friend. So this is a gift. So I'm very excited for her to receive this later. I'll be shipping it out today. But I wanted to show you quick before I sent it out and get the amount of yarn used on it. So let's see here. I've got my scale over here and everything. So let's see how many grams this is. 255. 255 to take off the total. The next update I have for you is I've completed the Magic Hour sweater. Recompleted it after I fixed the neckline that I tried to fix. Yeah, anyway, the pattern is completed as was originally written in the pattern without any of my herky-jerky modifications. So I have not tried it on yet. So I think I will get the weight on it since I'm already holding it, and then do a little try on. I haven't woven the ends yet. I couldn't. After weaving the ends on this, I was like, I'm done for the day. I'm done, I can't do anymore. So eventually that will happen. But let's get weight on this, 369. So in total, I have nearly 600 grams I could take off. 600 grams, not bad. There's still more of this month to go, so it could be getting better than that yet. So I put it on and the neckline looks normal. A lesson in trusting the process and following a pattern because they already went through this to figure it out. Anyway, it looks good. It's kind of a cropped fit, so that's cute. It's a bit longer in the back, and that was like an intentional part of the design, so it's a really cute like summer top. It's a very loose knit like fabric, like very large needles on for this size of yarn, so it's like a very loose, breezy summertime kind of situation. But I think I'll be getting a lot of use out of this. And I love how the colors of this yarn just kind of, I don't know, the patterning of it that comes out is really cool. So yeah, pretty happy with this one. Hello friends, I am back with the final stash busting update for July. So this month I finished the crochet dress for 255 grams. I finished the sweater for 369 grams. And lastly, I made some bandanas, and these are made from scraps from my other projects, and I will be actually listing them for sale under my upcycled clothing brand, which is named Floxy. And I don't know if you saw in my stash videos or noticed those scrappy cakes of yarn. I had two of them. I had one that was all like bright colors. So that's what these ones are made of. And then I had another one with like more muted colors in it. So that is what these are made from. So these are the last thing that I have completed for July. And these all weighed up to 135 grams. So the grand total for July was 759 grams. There were some additions this month. If you remember from previously in the video, I ordered more yarn for my coast to coast wrap that I already did have some yarn for, and that was 400 grams. And then I did have to add another 150 grams for a skein that I bought for a project that I thought I was gonna need but didn't end up needing to use. The good news is that the yarn that I did end up using for that project was obviously in my stash. Like, this is the only skein that I bought, and this is the Eddie Bauer cotton that's being sold at like Joann's now, and I like it. I just didn't end up using it for that project. So that's 150 grams that I have to add. So the total for additions is 550 grams. So if I go back to my overall stash busting totals, we started July with 45,298 grams. If we add the 550 from the yarn that was purchased this month, that is 45,848. I'm able to subtract the 759 grams from everything that I made this month, which brings us to the final total of 45,089 grams. I think we're still right around the 100 pounds. Haven't really gained much ground when you convert from grams to pounds. But I'm not gonna get discouraged. I'm gonna keep on chugging along. I'm down overall this month, It's weird because I feel like I completed a lot more like actual like projects this month. Like I made a sweater, I made a dress, I made a bunch of bandanas. Like I feel like I did more. I guess that's kind of what I get for going based on just overall grams and not converting it back to like yardage or like a standard sized ball of yarn or something. But I don't know, I feel like it's a lot easier for me to like just keep track of things if I can just write down a weight really quick and like move on with my life. So I don't know. That's the caveat, I guess, of using an easier way to track things is it's hard to compare month to month, like how much you're down, because different yarn has different weight, you know? So maybe I just need to make more heavier things. I guess that's that for July, and I will see you in August. Thank you so much for watching, and feel free to like and subscribe if you want to keep up with my stash busting journey or follow along for my other projects in knitting, crocheting, and sewing that I have coming up. So thanks again, and goodbye.